Welcome to Television Brooklyn TV, BBTV. I'm the host, Barbara Campbell, coming to you from Barbara Campbell NYC Design Studio. And today I have a guest. We're going to discuss a very serious issue, domestic violence. And our guest today is Sherneice Gatewood, who is the CEO of We Are Phenomenal Women, WAPW. You can look it up. And let me assure you, Sherneice is a phenomenal woman.
Thank you.
Thank you to start and tell us a little bit about yourself and your organization.
Okay. So We Are Phenomenal Woman was birthed about 2015, 2017 is when I really got my paperwork for the organization. But I knew that I always wanted to do something. So when I was about 18 years old, my personal story is the highlight of what We Are Phenomenal Women. So I was 18, dealing with someone, thinking he was my Prince Charming, thinking that he's that man or that guy that loved his girlfriend so much that I didn't know I was stepping myself into an abusive relationship. And when I say that is, I was 18, ran away from home. I ran into the arms of the abuser. So, it went from my Prince Charming, because we was girlfriend and boyfriend, to living with him in this little box room that his mom didn't even know I was there. And they, from the islands, they West Indian, they, so they really, really strict on who's in their house pretty much. So, when I was staying there, when I had to sneeze, because I have really bad allergies. So when I sneezed, I had to take the pillow and cover my mouth. When I had to use the bathroom, I had to pee in a white bucket because she did not know I was there. Right. So while I was going through this, I couldn't go outside. I was always there. And she used to make him big plates of food. So what he did was he would bring the plate into the room and grab up an extra fork for me so I could eat. And as we're eating the food on television, he loved this particular group called Brownstone. So they had a video, and I turned the TV. When I turned the TV, he stabbed me with the fork. Right. So when he stabbed me with the fork, it went from that to I don't know if I could curse, but you ain't sugar honey iced tea. He had choked me. He stabbed me. He stomped me one time, and it was just so many things that I have gone through within the course of thinking I'm with my Prince Charming.
Right.
But I can't go back home because, not to mention, he beat up my mother. Right. So when that happened, I really couldn't go back home. Right. So in the midst of that, I just went through all these trials and tribulations with him, thinking that this guy loved me, thinking that what you doing? Where you at? It was, matter of fact, we had pagers back in those days.
Yes. Pagers. They're gone.
We had pagers, and it was like always 911 calls, 911, 911. And I'm like, what the heck? So I get on the payphone, call him. What happened? And he's like, get home now. And I'm like, what? I'm finally out of the house. Now you're telling me get home now. So I get home, and he's asking me 1,000 questions, who I was with. I don't like this person. So it's levels to this.
Yeah, because it's like the beginning.
Right.
Everything is
everything's
nice.
so nice. Yes.
Second
Yes.
level is presenting gifts or just whining and dining. And then third is that surprise awakening that
this person is an abusive person. Right.
In this situation, this is your story. How does it happen? Because you didn't foresee it. You can't foresee it.
No.
I mean, because you can't see this when this is happening. And a person who is experiencing domestic abuse, what should they do? You were young.
Right.
What advice do you have? how do you manage this? How do you get out? Who do you tell?
Right. Now, I was, like I said, I
How
was
do you
18.
know when this is like, no, this,
Right.
I need to get out of this?
That's true. Yeah. Well, at the time, my cousin and I was extremely close. I'm 18. She's pretty much 18, going on 19 or whatever. And I shared all my stories with her. She was my diary.
Oh.
And what could she do when she was living in her family household, in her mother house?
And you guys are young.
We was young.
18,
Yes.
19. This is young.
Yes.
And
So I used to cry on the phone with her, and she just, "Cuzzo, I love you. You don't deserve this." And I'm like, "What am I gonna do? Like, I can't go back to mom, you know." And it's like, which direction should I go? So one of the signs is isolation, keeping you away from family or loved ones, because when you're around them, they know they could pick something up. Isolation. The next part is jealousy. He was jealous. He was, "Where you at? What you doing?" Constantly calling. All of these little signs that we think at the time, like I said, I'm thinking I'm in love with this guy. Yeah.
I'm in love.
He loves me.
You can't go out. You
Right.
can't go out. And
Can't do nothing.
You don't speak.
They want you to be underneath them.
Wear something else other than that.
That's right.
Right?
So, you know, it takes time to get out of that, because the person will lower your self-esteem so badly. Because remember what I said. He started telling me, "I'm not, you ain't never going to amount to nothing." All these, and remind you, he used to always tell me when it's dark and he's in my ear. Or when we having sex, he'll say something stupid. And I'm like, what? And it makes me feel bad. Sometimes you don't want to have sex, but they will force you to have sex. You know? So that's another form of domestic violence.
Wow.
You know, you can't say no. This is still your body.
Right. You have
But
the
it's
choice.
right.
Your body is
That's
that's your
yours.
power. That's you. You say yes or no. And if no is not accepted,
Then, and the person take it, then what is that?
the abuse is kicking in.
Right.
It's starting to happen.
Right.
And being so young and being in this situation of domestic abuse, and you're sharing your story, there was no one for you to talk to. So what do you suggest now for the young woman of today, being in a situation similar to yours? Where should she go? What should she do?
There is agencies out there. There is so many different agencies that they could call.
Okay.
You know, there's shelters they could go to.
Okay.
Even though I understand a lot of females don't want to go into the shelter, but you're getting away from your abusive relationship.
Right. Because you want to get away from it.
Get away. And a lot of people, it's so many different methods and reasons of people don't go. Right now you have the green card and all these different little factors. A person will stay in a relationship because they don't want to go back to their country. You know, so it's, and remind you, your abusive
it's controlling
will
you.
tell you, if you leave, I'm going to call them.
Yeah, that's a control factor.
That is control.
Their abuse is right there.
Yes.
You're being controlled.
Right. And remind you, I'm going to say to whomever, because not only females go through it, men go through it too. But I do want to tell whoever that leave, don't go back.
If you're in a control situation, domestic abuse, you're in it and you get out and you got a chance to escape, you're heading to the exit. You're not coming back. That's the goal when you make that decision. And if you can see this before happening, I mean, it's always great, but if you cannot see it happening, you got to talk to somebody, reach out to whoever you trust. to talk to. Now, I want to ask a few questions that I put out here today. So, as a survivor, what advice can you give women who are now or in the past victim of domestic violence? I know we've been talking about it, but can you give us your main advice?
Like we said, go out there and talk to people about it, because a closed mouth won't get fed. If you keep it inside, it's not. What can we do? We keep it.
Right.
If you keep it inside, nobody will know what you're going through. People could think or assume
Right.
or whatever, but if you don't come out and say, I am in a domestic violence relationship, he's beating my butt, he's giving me black eyes. No, I did not run into nothing. He did that. He broke my arm. She did this. She did, because remind you, like I said, men go through it too.
Right.
So if you're going through that, speak to your pastor.
Right.
Go to a support group. There's so many agencies, like I said, that's out there. You can also go online. Let me tell you a safety tip to this.
Please share.
If you go on your internet and you look up agencies, make sure you take out in your history, take out what you looked up.
Oh.
Because that individual,
They check the
they
computer.
yes, they do.